Night settled softly over Port Charles, the kind that blurred right and wrong until everything felt possible. Lulu Falconeri stood in Nathan West's apartment, staring at the city lights beyond the window. She hadn't planned to be here. In fact, she'd spent the entire day telling herself she wouldn't cross this line. But plans had a way of unraveling when emotions took over. "You okay?" Nathan asked quietly from behind her. She turned, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Yeah, just thinking." They'd both been thinking too much lately, about Maxie lying unconscious in the hospital, about unanswered questions, about the guilt that crept in whenever the room went quiet. Nathan had been living in limbo, torn between hope and heartbreak. Lulu had been trying to help, to support him, to be a friend. Somewhere along the way, friendship blurred. Nathan stepped closer, not touching her, but close enough that Lulu felt his presence like a current. "You don't have to be strong all the time," he said. "Not with me." Her breath caught. That was the problem. With Nathan, she didn't have to pretend. "I don't know what we're doing," Lulu admitted, "and I don't know if it's a mistake." Nathan hesitated, conflict flashing across his face. "I don't either." The honesty between them was dangerous. It lowered defenses. It made the moment heavier, more intimate than either of them had expected. Lulu reached out first, her fingers brushing his hand, an innocent touch that sent a ripple through both of them. Nathan looked at her like he was asking permission, like he was begging himself to stop. Neither of them did. The kiss was slow at first, uncertain, filled with hesitation and longing. It wasn't about passion as much as it was about escape, two people seeking comfort in the middle of chaos. When they finally pulled apart, neither spoke. They didn't need to. The bedroom door closed softly behind them, the city lights dimmed, and the world outside faded away. By morning, reality returned with brutal clarity. Lulu woke first, the weight of what they'd done crashing down on her chest. She sat up slowly, watching Nathan sleep, guilt already tightening her throat. This wasn't some careless fling. This was complicated. This was dangerous. And worst of all, this was happening while Maxie was still fighting to wake up. Lulu dressed quietly, slipping out before Nathan stirred. She needed air, she needed distance, she needed to remind herself who she was before she lost herself completely. At General Hospital, the atmosphere shifted as Maxie's condition changed. A nurse noticed the first sign, faint but unmistakable, a flicker of movement, a change in her breathing. "Get a doctor," she said urgently. Within minutes, Maxie's room filled with quiet urgency. Monitors beeped faster, and hope stirred where despair had lived for far too long. Unaware of what had happened just hours earlier, Maxie's eyes fluttered beneath closed lids. Her body responded before her mind caught up, memories hovering just out of reach. Across the hall, Nathan arrived moments later, his heart racing when he heard the news. "She's waking up?" he asked, disbelief and relief crashing together. "Yes," the doctor said. "It's early, but this is a good sign." Nathan exhaled shakily, gratitude overwhelming him. This was what he'd been praying for. This was what mattered. And yet, Lulu's face flashed in his mind, followed by a wave of shame he couldn't ignore. Before Nathan could step into Maxie's room, Lulu appeared at the end of the hallway. Their eyes met, and the silence between them spoke volumes. Maxie's awakening should have erased everything else. Instead, it raised the stakes. Lulu swallowed hard. "She doesn't know," she said quietly. "Not yet," Nathan replied. "Then it can never happen again," Lulu said, her voice firm despite the pain beneath it. "Whatever that was, it ends now." Nathan nodded, though the agreement felt heavier than he expected. It should have never started. Inside Maxie's room, her eyes finally opened, confusion clouding her expression. The world felt unfamiliar, fragmented, but one thing was clear: she sensed that something had shifted, something had happened while she was gone. As Nathan stepped forward to take her hand, Maxie searched his face, instinctively aware that not all betrayals were spoken aloud. And somewhere deep inside, before a single word was exchanged, the truth waited, ready to surface, ready to shatter the fragile calm of Port Charles. because some secrets don't stay buried for long, and this one was already awake.